There are religions that are as rigid as the shaft of a lance. They demand blind, unquestioning compliance. They spread their hierarchy to all fields of human action. These religions resist change of any sort. They were laid down by men who wanted to make sure that those who followed would forever remain in a spiritual prison.
It's time to talk about education. Do you need to go out and get yourself a formal education? No. Do you want a formal education? No. Should you listen to these people that tell you need to get a formal education? Absolutely not. These people don't know what they're talking about at all. Those are some pretty strong words. I was talking to Emmett Abadi Doe about this. He was saying the same thing. No, I asked him, should we be telling our men to go out and get a formal education? No, absolutely not. Where the hell do you get this stuff from? Okay, let's be clear on something. I am not interested in supporting whatever the hell this thing is that they wrongfully call Western civilization. I have no interest in it. You should listen to some of the American Indians, what they have to say about the education. But beyond that, let's consider something very important. Malcolm X did not have a formal education. Dr. John Henrik Clark did not have a formal education. Marcus Garvey did not have a formal education. Toussaint Louverture did not have a formal education. So why is it that you want to get a formal education? So you can be a part of this particular civilization? I'm not interested in this civilization. I am interested in destroying this civilization. Without an education, does that mean that you're not going to be able to make any money? No. It's a complete and total fabrication. First of all, many of the people that make a whole ton of money don't have a formal education. Many of them didn't even finish high school. A lot of them do not have college degrees. So that just kind of throws out this whole nonsense about how you need to have a formal education. For what? The only thing you need a formal education for is so that way you've got a piece of paper to prove to somebody else that you can do something. So you want to go and get what? A job? A just over broke? No. Jobs can be good, obviously, when you don't have any money, and you're going to need money to finance whatever it is that you want to do. Hopefully you're going to go into business for yourself. You need to make yourself invaluable. You need to master your craft. Another thing is that you need to increase your vocabulary. That is one of the most simplistic ways for you to increase your income. You do not need to go to college and hand some cocksucker $25,000 to $100,000 or more to get a piece of paper. To prove what? I've worked in corporate America. I was working in corporate America without a GED, without a high school diploma. I dropped out of school when I was 12 years old. 12. Now, I had earned a scholarship. Well, was in the process of earning a scholarship for Ohio State University when I was 11. I was doing college-level math problems when I was 9. What the hell do I need a piece of paper for? To prove what? It's absurd. Understand this. We built this country. The slaves had to master various things, such as masonry, blacksmithing, carpentry, you name it. So that way the massa can sit on his ass, somebody else can do all the work. The White House was built by slaves. They did not have a college education. College education is for sustaining the civilization. So you build the civilization and then you sustain it by putting systems in place which are going to sustain a particular plateau of whatever you desire and going to increase things according to your desires as the rulers or ruler of the civilization. So your institutions are there to guide your civilization once it is already built. Building a civilization, you don't get that out of going to some college. College doesn't build civilization. College comes after civilization. Once the civilization is there, then they start opening the colleges. There's a number of things that you can do for money. Let me point something out to you. The guy that first showed me a whole ton of evidence that if Jesus existed, he was most definitely a black man. The guy that showed me this information is a white guy. And I helped him start a business. He is financially set now, but I walked away from the business so that way I could pursue what I'm doing now, which is to school you in what's really going on. And you know that I'm the one that started the business because just take a look at the logo. That's Kemet staring right back at you, not the Illuminati. So he's financially set, and he has a bit of a college education, but it's in music. What the hell does that have to do with running a business? It doesn't have anything to do with running a business. I taught him everything that he needed to know to be financially set, to take care of his family. Matter of fact, if you're looking for a job, he's hiring, so give him a shot. Business partner of mine, partner in crime, is an internet spammer. I taught him everything he needed to know to get on his feet. And now, just like Dan has surpassed me in knowledge of how to spam the internet. This guy has made $10,000, $20,000 a month. There's so many examples, it's ridiculous. Going out and getting yourself an education. For what? No, master your craft. Whether you're a sound technician, a mechanic, a carpenter, you can learn everything you need to know about corporate America just by studying a few books and watching a few movies. Learn how to speak the corporate language. Then when you walk in there with your resume like I did, I blatantly said, I don't have a GED, I don't have a high school diploma, don't need one. Why? For what? Salesmen. Salespeople are some of the highest paid people in the world. Learn how to sell. You don't need to go to college for that. So anyway, the black man, not just the black man, but any man, any revolutionary that is a true revolutionary, that is interested in overturning the present order, no, don't go out and get yourself a college education. For what? I'm not trying to sustain this. Dr. John Henrik Clark, he studied what he was interested in, and they honored him with a doctorate. They just gave it to him. I was talking to this doctor, and he said, you know, you're probably more well-read than I am. It's interesting. The last time I was in a college classroom, I was 11 years old, and my success is not dependent upon my IQ. My success is dependent upon my dedication, my self-motivation. So if you are self-motivated and you go and read and study the craft that you're interested in, then there is no reason for you to go and get a piece of paper. See, this goes back to their laws, and the Emancipation Proclamation is to get you stuck in the idea that a piece of paper gives you something. A piece of paper doesn't give you anything. It gives you a piece of paper. Go to college to learn a bunch of stuff that you're going to have to unlearn anyway because they're teaching you a pack of lies, because their civilization is based on capitalism, which is necessarily based on lies. So if you go and become a doctor, you're learning what? You're learning how to feed people a bunch of poisons, how to hack people apart when they have cancer, for instance, instead of empirically addressing the issue. You go to college to learn history. They don't even know their own history. This is absurd. So increase your vocabulary, master your craft, become invaluable in your particular specialty, and you will be able to get a job anywhere. And if you think outside the box and don't go running toward a box to be put into a box to get a piece of paper from the box, then you will be able to constantly come up with innovative ideas that are going to ensure your survival and that of your family. I am a salesman. I am a marketing professional. I did not go to college. Give me a decent product, and I can market it. Give me a laptop and an internet connection, I could be sitting in the middle of the woods, but it's so long as I have a laptop and an internet connection, I can make plenty of money. I did not go to college. Go to college. It's absurd. My father, in and out of prison, was always able to make plenty of money. My father is dyslexic. My father does not have a high school diploma or a GED. Last time he got out of prison, that was for manslaughter. He started a landscaping business, made ridiculous, huge gobs of cash. He is a master mechanic, and he couldn't read. So he went to this nice old man, and he taught him everything he needed to know to pass the test to be licensed as a mechanic. My father made plenty of money as a mechanic. He does not have a college education. The college education is not going to ensure you anything. You need to realize that. You need to wake up there, look out there in the real world. There are tons and tons of people with college educations. They don't have a job, not making any money. I can't count how many women I've dated that have had college educations and aren't making any money, or weren't even in the field that they went and studied for. So it's a gamble, going and investing $25,000 to $100,000 or more over the next 4 years to learn a bunch of lies, propaganda, disinformation, taking a gamble with that kind of money. I don't think so. you can keep at college. There is nothing in a college that you cannot learn on your own for a hell of a lot less money. So don't go to college. Do not plug into their system, their institution, and then claim to be any type of revolutionary for your people. You are lying to yourself, and you are lying to other people. I am not interested in sustaining this system. I am interested in destroying it.
Phantoms lured me off my course, tried to kill the